Attingham Park, and today we are going to make some mini whole crop silage bales. So first step for that is going to be to mow the bales. We don't mow the bales, we mow the whole crop or the crop to get crop swath. We also have some escaped cows, which is maybe not brilliant. Cows are grazing now, so you can see the ones in the open pasture behind me are grazing. The Holsteins have had calves, which is cool. So we've got more of those. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to move them or not into the other open pen. And the sheep, the reproduction is still paused. I have not had a look yet at why that is. I'm kind of not sure. I guess the health is a bit low. Maybe it's that, maybe because I think the health needs to be over 75% actually. So that should start to go up with more feed. So hopefully that will sort it. Actually, I think it's probably the health is too low, which could be. I think there was a period where we only gave them the 3 food types. Actually, we only gave them hay, moisture food, and power food, and that would explain it. Actually, yeah. That'll be the problem. We did not remember, we did not have any whole crop silage to do their last feed requirement, which is what this is for. So a couple of videos ago I made some whole crop silage from the wheat, but the bales are huge and they are still fermenting. There is a mod which looks like it might be really useful for this kind of thing in the testing list, which was the cutting open bales. If that is like it was for global productions in FS19, that will be really cool because that will help. We can cut open some of those big bales and actually split them. The other thing I could do is throw them in the mixer wagon and then use the mixer to break it up and drop it on the floor that way, at least while we wait for these smaller bales that we're going to be making to ferment. So this is a feature that I've spoken about a couple of times and I don't think many people are aware of. That's probably a good thing at the moment because in the current version of maizePlus there is a slight bug with the sizes of the bales, which is going to be fixed soon. So yep, that's really cool. It's literally one number in the XML. Yeah, that's why I haven't done the tutorial that I was talking about doing, because I spotted it when I was making that. So yeah. I'm guessing almost no one has been making these bales because no one else has commented on it or complained about it. So yeah, if you're not making them now, just wait until the update and then you'll be fine. So like last time, I am going to run one headland around this field and then we'll combine the rest for grain mix. This is going to give us more than enough whole crop silage to feed the sheep, particularly now they're grazing, so it's more for winter feed and not doing what we did last winter and being really cheaty and mowing conditioned grass. That is really cheaty. Kind of did that just to show that there are ways of making maizePlus easier. It's not how I would normally do things and it's not how I plan to do them, so yeah. I'm not going to be doing that going forwards. We're going to be doing this. We'll at least get into the winter so you can see that. I'm still not sure how long to run this series for. I guess we will wait and see. They're just showing off how much we're making from selling milk at this point. It's 170 grand from May. That's only going to increase as our cows get older and hit their peak of 28 months when milk peaks for... How many times can I say peak? When milk peaks, I said again, for Holsteins with maizePlus. Holsteins and Brown Swiss, think of the other breed of milk cow, have different yields for milk, different food requirements in maizePlus. Details for that are on the maizePlus Discord. There is, in fact, in the folder that the PDF is in on the Google folder that we share, there is a feed calculator and that tells you all that kind of thing as well. So yeah, use that. Next job is, I think, to change the tyres on the G series. Really helpfully, I forgot to write myself notes when I edited this video, so I'm kind of winging it. Yeah, oh well. So yeah, we're going to go for the knock-ins. I love these knock-in wheels. Tyres, more tyres than wheels. What I was using when this was our feeder tractor, and Kind of like before, when I had a G series, the hours are slowly starting to build up on this tractor. I really like the Valtra G series. Don't know why. But in when I had one in FS19, it did a shed load of hours. I can't remember how many, but it was a lot. Next job is to first put some fuel in this tractor, and then we're going to buy the bale wrapper and bale stacker that we need. In fact, we have the bale wrapper already, we just need the bale stacker. These are part of the maizePlus mod, so they are included with maizePlus. You need to use the maizePlus versions for this to work. If you use the base game versions, it won't work, so use the maizePlus versions. So we go into the store. Actually, we'll set a store delivery point first. That cow's fine, honest. Go into the store and go into balers. Actually, we need the baler first, so it's the base game baler. Nothing special about that in particular. So I'm going to buy that because we're probably going to be doing this a bit. And then if we go into bale wrappers, scroll right to the end, or bale stackers, sorry. Scroll right to the end. There is the Arcusin multi-pack D14 maizePlus version. So you would have seen at the bottom it said maizePlus underneath the title. We have the wrapper already. Again, it's the maizePlus wrapper that you need. Baler, base game, stacker, and wrapper. maizePlus. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're going to go and make a bunch of little tiny bales, stack them into not so tiny bales, and then wrap them to make silage. This is not uber well. The wrapping of these probably is realistic. The way the graphic isn't. The wrapped texture was already part of Farm Sim, so we're just reusing it in maizePlus. It's not used in the base game, so we're using it, and it does look a little bit strange. You'll see it when we get there. Illy, you really need to come and fix this fence, because a lot of cows are escaping, mate. A lot of cows are escaping. I think that little lag spike, yep, that was the autosave. As I said in the previous video, I now run autosave on here, so it saves every 15 minutes whether I go to the menu or not, after I lost several hours of mowing and baling. Really annoying. So the bales are 700 litres each at the moment. I think in the fix they dropped to 500 because the problem is there is a difference between the size of the crop swath bale and the silage bale. And these bales have quite a strange mechanic, so unlike normal bales, you turn them into a packed bale, and then when you unpack that, they turn back into single bales, and it causes a bit of a loss of silage at the moment. It's going to be fixed when we update the mod soon. Let's talk, because it's for you, it's the day before the Platinum Edition releases. For me, it's 2 days before, because it's Sunday evening, and I am in a wonderful hotel. I've been watching a bit of the preview footage, mostly from FSG, because he's one of the better people that gets the preview in terms of, for me to enjoy watching. You might enjoy watching some of the others, you know, fair play, watch them. I watched a bit of Daggerwin. I kind of like that Daggerwin just jumps into a Let's Play. I think that's kind of cool. But I just turning crop destruction on there. I wanted to see some of the specific features. The yarders, they look quite cool. I said I'm really pleased that Giants are bringing the winching mechanic into the game. I really hope it's not locked behind encryption and it's available in some sort of modders developers pack. That would be really cool. So the yarders look really interesting. The new contracting types vaguely intrigue me. Vaguely. I'm curious as to whether modders will be allowed to add those to their own maps, because, you know, I don't want to do a whole load of forestry, but if in the winter there were some forestry contracts, that would be fun. Wouldn't mind a bit of that. The little bits I've seen of the map look awesome. Giants have done some really cool stuff with textures and things, and so hopefully that will be available for modders too. That would be really cool. They did do a podcast, or I think it was a podcast or stream with some of the developers. I've not watched it yet. I need to, because I think they talk about some of that in there. So yeah, if you're a modder, just kind of wait. It'll come, hopefully. I think it would be a massive waste of all their development effort to not let modders take advantage of it, because let's be honest, how many of us are going to play Silver Run Forest for that long, if at all? One, it's a Giants map. They are traditionally not as good as mod maps, although this one does look quite good. And B, it's all forestry. I think there's 3 fields, so yeah. It limits, you know, for the way that I play anyway, it limits what I could do on their thing, unless you got into some serious landscaping. And you know, if I was going to do a series like that, I'd probably look at Renaboo rather than a Giants map, you know, in Farming Agency. If you didn't see, we've added a new member to the Farming Agency, and that is Weasel, who's joined the modding script on the scripting side, really. So yeah, really cool addition. We have such a really cool team now to start to progress with Terra Life soon. Streams will be restarting soon. I don't know if it will be this week. It might be next week, just because of getting Calmston into a sort of alpha state for Terra Life, because there's some really cool stuff coming with it, so it's definitely worth the wait. So bales baled, swath baled, and now we're going to stack them with the multi-pack. This thing is very slow. I think I end up setting the cruise control on about 3 miles an hour to just kind of run, keeping up with how fast it can stack. But it's going to make feeding easier in the long run. Is the other way you could do it is loose silage. That might be, you know, you could do one of the small maizePlus bunkers of whole crop silage and then use a loader bucket. That would work as well, I guess. Or a silage fork. That'd probably be even better. Or a what do they call them? The silage cutter things. Probably a silage cutter. I don't know. I can't remember. Tom Pemberton's brought about 1 billion of them. I haven't mentioned it since I got back. We went on, when I was on holiday, we stopped in at the farm shop. I bought a really nice steak. It was really tasty. You know, whole British grass-fed beef thing. It was really good. Annoyingly, I didn't see any of them. Mrs. Disturbed saw the Ginger Warrior getting in his car to drive off. But yeah, it was cool. It was really weird driving up to something that you've seen on YouTube so many times, and it being in real life. A bit like driving around Calmston, actually, except playing in Farm Sim rather than seeing it on YouTube. But yeah, it looked exactly like it does on YouTube. It was kind of cool because we were driving up to it, and my wife was like, "Oh, yeah, where is it? Is it coming up?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's just there. I can see it." Because I knew what it was and I knew where it was. She was happy because she saw the Anguses. She not the Anguses. Oh god, brain fade. I've just done 5 hours in the car. The not Anguses. The hopefully I'm at about the right point. The Highlands. Those were the ones. She likes the hairy cows with the big pointy horns. Yeah. She's got one of the stuffed toys that Tom Pemberton does, so yeah, it was cool. Yeah, so that was fun. It was a fun little bit of holiday. And now reality is very truly back. Haven't been home for a week, and yeah, out travelling with work for a couple of days, which sort of sucks. Hopefully I edited that relatively well. If not, I'm going to be kind of annoyed. So yeah, well, in fact, I'm just going to go and check that, and I'll be back with you in a second. I was close. It was about 20 seconds out, so yeah, just very quickly dropped the first 2 files into DaVinci Resolve so that I could see how long I'd been talking for. The couple of videos recently that haven't had commentary in the first release, sorry about that. It's a bit of an ID10T error. The problem was between the keyboard and the chair, it seems. So quite often, if you're a regular, you will know, well, not quite often, if you're a regular, you'll know that I recently bought another PC to do the rendering on. And when I copied across the DaVinci Resolve files, for some reason it rendered the wrong one. It rendered the original without the commentary added rather than the, well, I rendered the one without the commentary added rather than the freshly edited with commentary version. So yeah, keeping an eye on that now, because that was kind of frustrating, because re-rendering and re-uploading sucks for you guys because you don't get the video you want. And yeah, just as we finish up these last few bales, I will say thank you to the patrons. Jay, still kind of crazy that you chose that tier, and everyone else, thanks. It's really appreciated. It really helps out. Most of this month's patron membership money went towards Farmer R. I will try and remember to put the link below. His partner has been diagnosed with a brain tumor. It's not cancer, thankfully, but it does require a pretty serious operation. So they have decided to get married before that. And I posted it on Discord. I'm going to post it in the bottom of this video. If you want to help them out, then that would be really awesome. They have a GoFundMe to raise the money because, you know, planning a wedding at very short notice is not cheap. And yeah, even if you've got £1 or $1 or €1, it would really help, and it would be awesome of you. So yeah, I say pretty much all of this month's patron membership went to their GoFundMe, and if you want to help them out, then please, the link is below. Yeah. As a fellow headache sufferer, it's a bit of a shock when someone you sort of know has headaches and then goes and gets a scan and turns out it's a brain tumor. Very scary stuff. So yeah, I have had scans for my headaches. My head is okay, normal, not broken. I don't know. There's nothing else in there except a brain. So back to Farm Sim. You'll see that when we wrap the bales, the texture wraps individual bales. It's the texture that Giants put in for doing this, but they didn't implement it in the game, so the farming agency have just implemented what Giants intended, I think. So yeah, but it allows you to make small bales of silage, which is really cool for feeding things like sheep who don't eat that much. So yeah, I can't remember how many stacks we got. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was talking about other much more important real life stuff. So yeah, not going to pick them in this video. I just kind of ran out of time recording the original game footage, so yep, we will collect them next time. I might manually load them, don't know. There's not that many of them, so we might bring, actually we've got the skid steer we could bring around. Yeah, a while ago I was talking about the Platinum DLC. Hopefully you can't hear the car driving past the window. And the new contracts include the rock braking, which uses a skid steer. That looks kind of cool. Something I did notice, I don't know whether it was a pre-release thing or something that FSG had set up. The rock braking one didn't seem to offer equipment, which was interesting because it means you have to own a skid steer and the rock breaker, which is about £9 grand. So that's a bit meh. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, click the like button. Don't smash the like button. If you smash it and break it, you've got to buy me a coffee. Comments, questions, or suggestions below. If you're not, subscribe to the channel. If you are, turn on notifications. A whole load of you are subscribed and don't have notifications turned on. You are bad people. And yeah, we'll be back soon on Attingham. Bunch of interesting videos this week. Well, I think they're interesting. Hopefully you guys will enjoy them. Yeah, and use the link below to help out Farmer Art and his family. See ya.